What's good, everybody? This is your boy jeremiahpaprocki. Welcome back to another episode of Live from the Shy. Man, we got a great episode for you guys tonight. We are in the middle of summer, but we're bringing the snow effect to you guys. Stay tuned for tonight's guest. Our guest on tonight's episode is a rapper from Chicago, Illinois. Please welcome Snowie Jolie.
Yo, Jeremiah, man,
Yo,
what's going on, bro?
Snowie Jolie, man. Good to see you, bro. Man, the background is fitting, bro.
Man, we're just having fun. You know how it is.
Yes, sir, man. Snowie
Yeah, man.
Jolie in the present form, man.
Great to see you, bro.
Good
Glad
to
to be here.
Yes, sir. Good to see you, man. How you been, bro?
Man, I've been all right. It's definitely been a roller coaster, this whole quarantine and just, what's been going on recently. Um, it's definitely been a toll on me and everyone, you know what I'm saying?
Yes, for
But
sure.
it's energy well spent, a lot of things have been strenuous, but it's well spent energy. And I'm just excited to be a part of this time. Although 2020 is the craziest year, it
Yeah,
may go down as top 10 craziest years in history when all this is said and done.
yeah.
But I'm glad to be a part of this time, you know what I'm saying? Like, uh, things we're doing now is changing the future. And yeah, I'm excited for that, bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. Let's get started and, tell us about yourself and, how'd you get into music?
For sure, for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, my name is Snowie Jolie, and I love just creating music, telling stories within music. I always found it very interesting when someone could say things that make you feel something, Like, how could words make you feel something?
Mm-hmm.
That always fascinated me. So yeah, I got into music. I've been introduced to music the same way as everyone, hearing music that was played in the house, or I had older siblings, so hearing their music, you know, um, and hearing it in the cars, and then you know, uh, going to church and hearing music all throughout the services and all that. And yeah, I always loved like wordplay and just how voices could cut through a sound, through a song, like, and it could be used as an instrument on top of other instruments.
Yeah, no, I get you,
So
bro.
yeah, so it fascinated me, and then I got into really writing, um, really in high school. When I had went to high school, I didn't go to the high school where I knew everyone, you know, or I didn't like do the transition with my classmates from elementary school. I pretty much just went to a school that I didn't know anyone at, and that was pretty much my outlet. I journaled it the same way someone would have diaries, but instead of you know just marking it as dates and just telling the story without, well, I told the stories, but I made it rhyme too.
Yeah.
And what definitely influenced me during that time when I had gotten into writing was just listening to Drake and listening to Kanye's 808s and all of these forms of, to be real, like all these artists and these black men were becoming more like open with their emotions through music. And that was perfect for me when I had just started writing, because just seeing that vulnerability was becoming more acceptable during the time where I was definitely going through, the typical high school emotions and all this stuff. And I'm new here. I'm not sure if I belong and all this, it definitely helped me. And then, I'm not saying that I made music like that at the moment, but it definitely like helped with certain songs.
Mm-hmm.
And then there were songs where I felt really good and I pulled more from like Wayne or, just some really good music that people enjoy.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, that's how I got introduced. So that was like, man, that was like 8 years ago. So a lot has changed definitely since then. But I did used to play my music for my high school classmates, and they used to say it was good, it was good. And by play, I mean I used to like rap it for them,
Yeah.
and they would be like, "It's good," and I'm like, "Wait, you serious? Are you serious?" So then I would just continue to do it, and yeah, I began to like actually make CDs and stuff in high school, and it's so interesting. This is like exclusive, you know, news that I really don't be sharing with people.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, every now and then when I talk to some of my high school classmates, like after I release music or do something, they send me a picture of like the very first CD I've ever made, and I was like 15 years old.
Oh,
You know?
word. That's
Yeah,
dope.
yeah, bro. So yeah, it's been a long process, and fast forwarding um, to how I got to Snowy, because back then I went by another name. Um, and yeah, I pretty much I didn't take a break, but I was writing music, writing. But I always, the only place that I was able to record music was in Memphis, and I lived here in Chicago. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't have the resources, and I used to only go to Memphis maybe once a year, and I would try to record as much as possible.
Mm-hmm.
But there were a few years because of how deeply involved I was with like sports and all of that. Like I used to play basketball heavily in high school, and I still got a little jumper or whatever.
Yeah.
Still can hold my weight.
Yes,
But
sir.
but yeah, nah, man. Because of that, I kind of took a quote unquote break, which was never really a break, but I just wasn't recording and releasing as much. But then when I got to UIC, I was introduced to some people that knew of this engineer that they were going to. And then things kind of just took off from there because I was also experiencing new things, and my outtake of life was different from when I was a senior in high school. Um, and yeah, I released this project, like 4-track EP on SoundCloud called 15-Minute Stretch. And it's only on there. And I remember like introducing it to people in 2016. Um, and like people would listen in my face and then say it was good. And then also people would come to me and tell me that the project is good. And I would be like, wait, are you for real? Like, are you playing with me? Are you just saying this because you're cool with who I am? And everyone would always say like, no, like if I didn't like it, I would tell you that I don't like it. So and that kind of just sparked something else. And like getting feedback from 15-Minute Stretch um, led to Peace and Grace. Like that's an actual like effect. That's a result from you know the reaction from 15-Minute Stretch. Peace and Grace, No One Else, and Everything. And then that was 2017, top of 2017. And those were the first songs that I ever recorded here in Chicago. Um, and I remember like it was like January 2nd or January 3rd in 2017. I went to the studio and met this engineer uh, that I still go to today. And yeah, and then 2018, well, no, I'm skipping a lot. Then, you know, pretty much, experiences and everything led to more music. So, yeah, being in that environment at college definitely reshaped, you know, or not reshaped, but it helped groom me as an artist, and yeah, it led to Summertime Snow, and then some personal stuff led to See You Soon. It was, initially made for, um, well, I don't know if I'm, so you could stop me and question me
No, you're
anytime you
good.
want, because I tend to ramble.
No, you're
So
good, man. We're here to listen to Snowy Jolie, man. I don't cut nobody off, man. If you just want to keep, telling us, man, this is what this platform, this is what this show is for.
for sure, man. Thanks for this, bro. But yeah, um, you know, after getting the notoriety from certain, like, See You Soon, Peace and Grace, and 15-minute stretch, um, even if it wasn't like citywide or nationwide, just doing that in a Division 1 school, my life was kind of rocking. You know what I'm saying?
It's
So
facts.
yeah. So
No, it's true. I mean, like, I remember like my freshman year is kind of towards like your end stretch at
yeah,
UIC senior year,
yeah,
and like, I had just started, working on,
yeah. I remember.
some music projects with Caleb,
Yeah. Shout
Zebro,
out to you. Yeah, shout out to you too.
and
Man,
but
I would
but
say,
but even before we met at Battle of the Bands, even like months before, there was this name of Snowy Jolie around campus when it came to like when we was talking about like rap and stuff like that and other people on campus. Your
mm,
name, like 90% of the time, would always come up. And I was like, I don't know who this kid is. I haven't met him yet. I haven't seen him, but they talk about him. So someone put me onto your SoundCloud. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, and it was a 15-minute stretch,
man,
and
bro.
I was listening, and I was like, yeah, this man, he knows he got bars, he's got stuff. So no, the hype was definitely real at UIC. I could vouch for it.
Man, thank you, bro. But yeah, like, even before I go back into that story, like, because I was pretty much just giving a timeline, and it was
Uh-huh.
gonna build up to like when we met and everything.
Yes, sir.
But
No, go
bro,
go ahead.
yo, let me tell you this. You were making me sweat, bro. Like, because
Uh,
at Battle of the Bands, I don't know, like, people need to see you live, bro, because you killed it, like, legit. I had to make sure that I was on point for everything because you legit was rocking, bro. I ain't even
oh
gonna lie.
man,
Like,
I appreciate it.
bro, like, the people that came to support me, like, we were all like in unison, rocking to your energy and like the music, bro. You're like excellent at performing, man. And every time I see you perform, man, it's a show for real.
Oh, thank you. Hey, it's crazy because that was my first time like performing.
Yeah,
I've never gone on a stage before to perform any type of music, bro. That was like my first time going up there, and I barely like I had recently just put this unnecessarily long mixtape together, a- and I barely knew the words to like the majority of the song.
bro, you barely knew the words.
Bro, like barely. I was like, I had dropped it 2 weeks before Battle of the Band. I spent those 2 weeks just trying to just cram it all in. So when I went up there, I was praying, and it so happened that like for some reason the audio was kind of like it was cutting during one of
Mm,
the songs, and I tweaked because I got nervous and I forgot a
for
part.
real,
I forgot a part.
bro. That's the beautiful thing about like performing. No one really knows where you mess up at because it's all in the moment, and
Uh-huh.
like we all are just enjoying it. Because if you never said this, I would have never known.
To
But
me, it felt obvious because it was just like,
because it's you, right? It's your
yeah,
stuff.
yeah,
No, I get it completely because there have been times where I perform and I'll just be beating myself up after the performance while everyone else is like saying like, oh, good job, you killed it or everything. So yeah, I don't know. I guess it's something that we gotta live with. It's like a gift and a curse, It's
yeah,
like something that comes
yeah.
with it.
No,
But
but I appreciate you
yeah,
telling
no,
me that, man. Cause
yeah,
I remember I was like, this is, it's a good start to like try it out, get that live energy. And I was just thinking like, oh, if I was in the crowd, how would I want, my favorite artist to perform? So that's
hmm
just that I'm just, I'm big on like, if I could feed off an artist's energy, then I know that they could feed off of it too from the crowd.
yeah,
So that's kind of just how I was that style. I adapted it. I just took it and I was like, let me try to run with this style and see how
hmm
it goes.
yeah. Nah, bro, that's the best way to look at it, honestly. Because at the end of the day, we're fans too. So we want to be able to make sure that like if we were in the crowd's shoes, we would be satisfied. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, nah, dude, you're really good at performing, bro. But
Thank
yeah, yeah, no problem, bro. I mean it too. Um, but yeah, so yeah, like I was saying, a lot of things pretty much altered how I viewed music and not necessarily altered it because I've always stayed true to myself. Um, but a lot of sounds change, just like
you.
with anyone. Like if you're going through something that's intense, I'm pretty sure you're gonna make music that reflects what you're going through, you know. Um, being a creator in general is one of the only jobs where you could let your outside world show in your job. You know what I'm saying? Usually when you're working, the manager or whatever, they're just like, look, don't bring none of that. Like leave that at the door. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But like as a creator, it's like, no, bring all that with you because it's
exactly.
it's all welcome and it all makes for better. But yeah, so summertime snow, that's when things really started to, I wouldn't say like really started to pick up, but more, notoriety was coming in 2017. That was the summer though. And then when See You Soon came out though, that's when around that time I had met Dami and like worked
Shout
with
out
him.
Dami.
Yeah, shout out Dami, man. Oh, whenever you have a chance, get him on here too, bro. Um, but yeah, working closely with him, and then I had already known Nemi, Great Nam,
Mm-hmm.
Janet. So we were already working tightly together, and working closely with them too, and all of us just being like really ambitious in our own, you know, like goals and dreams, and then helping each other because everything pretty much intertwined. So we just use that energy and like we created a strong friendship, and then also we created something that like took over the university. And
A great team in a way. Yeah.
yeah, and like See You Soon was very impactful because it was dedicated to my first best friend, Bontrell. Um, yeah, he had passed away over something crazy, bro. Like something that is just shocking still now. It was some live wires on a gate.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and he was like hopping the gate, and yeah, like it
I'm
was.
sorry to hear that, bro.
Yeah, yeah. Thanks, man. It's so interesting. Like I'm not gonna say like I completely healed, but it definitely you know, I've definitely done some healing. Like time has definitely helped, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And also putting out that project definitely helped me out too, because it was not necessarily like a seal of the book, but it kind of just like helped me. Like I had to get that out, you know, and I know I had to do that when it was the proper time. I didn't feel comfortable enough doing it because it happened when I was 12. I didn't feel comfortable enough putting out Fun Trail, like that song, when I was in high school or anything. I just felt like, you know, the time was, you know, 2017
Mm-hmm.
when, and, you know, that's why the project is titled See You Soon and all of that. And yeah, that project was really special to me, but also it like helped a lot of people get through a lot of things, you know, because that project was as vulnerable as I could possibly ever be, you know, like in that project. It was more so, I really wasn't trying to make people dance or anything. It was more so like, listen to what I have to say, feel me, you know, like I was trying to really paint, you know, a picture and also make people feel it, you know.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm grateful enough to say that a lot of people received it well and felt it and could relate to some of the things I was saying, you know. And then, yeah, then 2018 was Snow 4. That's, you know, things got crazy after that, you know. And so when that's when you saw me, you know, because you had came in. Did you come in 2017, like fall 2017?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
2017.
yeah. So like fall 2017, I had released a project, but then also I was like working on like new music in spring 2018, and like, but um, I was very like active on campus, which is what you are doing or what you was doing. And that's why I really admire you and Caleb, like what y'all have, because what you all were doing was leaving that imprint on actual students' lives, you know, like your
Yeah.
peers' lives and being there, because that will take you a long way, you know. And yeah, the way that, you know, you were saying that when you came onto campus, you was hearing about me or whatever. That's legit how it, you know, that's how it became to be. You know, like I didn't just get there and then it was like, oh, you know, we receive you. It was like, no, I had to, you know, you really had to be with the people, and
Yeah.
that's what you and Cbro were doing. And unfortunately, you know, all this is going on right now. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I really appreciate what you all were doing, or like what I saw you all doing.
No, thank you, bro. And trust me, bro, it hasn't been the same when all of y'all left. So when you left, when Nimi
Dami,
left, man,
yeah, Yannick,
Dami,
yeah,
bro,
Dami.
like it's just it hasn't been the same in a sense. So we've been just trying to do our best to like, you know, the people that, we started getting close with at UIC, we were trying to do our best to try to continue what you guys
Yeah,
are trying to do at UIC as well, is create a community of arts together
mm,
to come as one. And
yeah,
that, with the I feel like we did pretty well, especially ending up where it was like we left off with a whole different, medium,
y'all had a show, bro.
going from music to a talk show. So
Like legit, y'all had a show. That's something we never had, bro.
yeah,
So like, don't make it seem like, oh, we did it and y'all not doing that, because like y'all are going crazy. Um,
we
Also,
trying.
not even trying, bro. Y'all are doing, bro. You have your own show. That's crazy, bro. Like, I'm so happy for you all. Um,
Thank you.
yeah, but you know, it's power in numbers, man. Like, although I'm just pointing out those two people, we had worldwide, and then we had like all these other people that was with us, you know.
You're right. You're right.
Even if they weren't like in the groups or whatever, it was just they were so supportive, you know. So there's power in numbers, bro, and like yeah, it's very difficult. I know we were literally just talking about it before this started. Like
Yeah.
I know it's difficult sometimes because it feels like you're fighting this battle and it's you versus this dragon, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like this huge thing, but it's like, you know, you have your peers and you all, you know, could move mountains, bro. Like, you know, so.
No, I appreciate it, bro. Like, no, I thank you for, your story, bro, just telling us about like, you, but sharing about like, us as well. And like,
Yeah.
and when people think of like, rappers, there was for a long time, it was hard to get, artists to express themselves truly.
Yeah, definitely.
Until we got people like Drake, and then the most recent like Juice World, just
Yeah.
you
Man.
know it's like now it's starting to become acceptable, even though it should have been.
Mhm.
And even though you're not up there with like Drake and Juice World, you were still trying to be yourself and
Yeah.
and touch the people that you can with your music. So I appreciate, everything that you've been doing.
Yeah. Yeah, bro. I also like, man, truth be told, we're up there, bro. It depends on who you ask, you know? And like numbers don't mean everything, bro. It's just like we're giving our heart, we're giving our all. And
Hmm.
that's what it's all about, man. Like
No, you're
that's
right. You're right.
that's what it is, bro. We're superstars,
As long
bro.
as you're doing it, you're living.
Yeah, because you know how many people have the idea but just don't do it, bro? Or
No,
like
that's
are
that's
afraid.
a majority of people.
Yeah, like what you've done, just like starting something, bro, like that's a huge accomplishment. Like seriously, man. Like people don't like everyone has ideas, but people
Exactly.
are afraid to initiate, man. And like, you know, uh this concept of like superstars and all that, we know how they become superstars. Not only are they talented, but they have like a huge backing, you know,
Hmm.
financially and like, yeah, like they got it, you know, and
Yeah.
kudos, like that's incredible, you know. Um, but that doesn't mean that we're any less of, you know what I'm saying? And like we're doing it, bro.
No, you're
Like
right.
it's a scary, lonely road, man. And we're doing it. Like
Yeah. Now you're right about that, because it's like, I remember this one guy from UIC, man. I'll never forget what he said about, you know, acting upon like, what you're doing. Because he overheard me and Caleb talking, and
mm,
he's like, I strongly encourage you to do instead of speak. He said
mm,
he said if this is if you say, oh, I'm a rapper, it takes more to just say, you must do. And,
right,
and the example he used is, um, everybody knows Beyonce,
right.
but everyone knows Beyonce because she's been doing music as early as she possibly could. She's been
Right.
singing at a very young age. Then
Mm-hmm.
parents made her do it.
Yeah.
Destiny's Child, solo career. It's
Yeah.
all,
Right.
everything has led up based on actions. But then
Right.
you could have someone else who has the same exact vocal range as
Yeah.
Beyonce, who could be in the same shoes as her, but
Yeah.
doesn't do it because they're comfortable with the regular 9 to 5 gig that they
Mm.
have. And that's
Wow.
why they never make it, is because, oh, it's, I could sing to my friends, I could
Right.
sing, to my family, but I'm not going to invest in myself because I
Hmm.
have to worry about my 9 to 5 tomorrow.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, that story, because it's so true. Is that
Hmm.
it kind of awakens you to this realization that there really is a whole bunch of people that are
Yeah.
super gifted, super talented, but never do anything, or never go far as they could, because they don't do anything.
Yeah.
So I
You.
think I just took that and used that as fuel. So
Yeah. No, definitely, bro. That's definitely words of wisdom. You ever you ever seen the Spider-Verse movie?
yes, sir.
And you know how like,
The most recent one, right?
yeah, 2018, the
Yes, sir.
animated one.
Yes, sir. Miles
And
Morales.
like, yeah, shout out Miles Morales, man. Uh that inspired, you already know, like the Did Something video, like was
I
based off
was
of.
I was just gonna ask you. That was one of the questions I had. I was gonna ask you about it, because it was not only was it a song that you wrote, but you also added a short film to it.
Yeah,
So I'll let you speak on that, man.
for sure. All right, let me just make this one point before we go into that.
For
So
sure.
like, um, yeah, one of the major things in the Spider Verse was when Peter was telling Miles, when they tied him up to the chair, because he wanted to go out to fight,
Mm-hmm.
and he was just like,
Oh
he
yeah, I
was,
remember that.
yeah, he told Miles like, you'll be ready when you're not afraid to jump. Like you can't be afraid to fly. You can't be afraid. And then like, I remember at the end of the movie, one of the like climax of it was when he jumped off that skyscraper, and then he finally was able to swing and do all of that. So it's fearful, like it's a frightening thing, being, you can say having an idea and being prepared to jump, or like being prepared to go about that idea but not doing it yet. You can say that's similar to how Miles was when it came to getting on top of that skyscraper and not being afraid to jump. But then when he finally jumped, you can say that's when, you know, creators or anyone with an idea just invest and believe in themselves, because that's what it is. You have to believe, like you have to strongly believe that you're not gonna fall to your demise,
Yeah,
or like you have to believe that it's not gonna end horribly when you're like a creator, and you know, and it could turn into something very beautiful, you know.
exactly.
Yeah. But going back to what you're asking about the did something, it was just so crazy because Eli, shout out Eli, man, Elijah Love. He's one of the most
Yes, sir.
interesting. He's he's so interesting, man. But I love him, man. He used to send me beats, and there'll be some of the craziest beats, or like just most interesting beats I've ever heard. And I would always be like, I don't know what I can do to this because I've never like done anything to this type of beat. Um, but he's definitely like an innovator. So, for example,
Multi-talented.
multi-talented, bro. He's incredible, bro. He's a genius.
Mm-hmm.
Um, he like sent me the beat for Decent, and it was just drums. And you know, I was just like, okay, I like this, but it's just so empty. But it made for a really good song, once I
It,
sat with it.
bro, I
So
remember. I remember when Decent came out. I was like, "This is it." I was like,
thank you,
"Yo, man, this is fire."
man. Thank you, bro. Yeah, it was crazy. Um,
I think that was like the first time I like really heard you like, you know, try, like, you were a lot. You spent a lot of time with like the melody type beats,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
to hear you on something that was, a lot of bass, a lot of knock to it. I was
yeah,
like,
just like a slap.
I was like, yeah, yeah, this is
Yeah,
it. This is it.
yeah.
So
A lot of people are saying that, man. Thank you. But yeah, so funny thing, um, Eli, when he sends beats, he named the beats. And like whenever he send me beats and it's a name to it, I try to like just go off of that name. The same way with
C-Bro's the
19.
same way.
Yeah, like that's really cool, right?
Mm-hmm.
Producers naming the beats. 19 was the same way, and that's how 19 came to be. And it just happened to be like perfect for See You Soon, you know?
Yeah.
That's a whole nother story too. I can ramble for it. Like I got a lot of stories, bro. But like, oh, and shout out Steven S Rock, man. He's the one that created 19. But like, yeah, so with Decent, Eli sent me that beat and he named it Decent. So I just went with the concept of Decent.
Yeah.
He did the same thing with Did Something. That's why I named it that's why I started like Eli on the
Yeah.
BBS, so he did something. And then it just like goes into a whole nother thing. And yeah, I had that song for a while, but I was just crafting it and then finally like, recorded it and released it. And when I went to New York last May, well, not this past May, but May of 2019,
Yeah.
I was in Brooklyn and then I went on the bridge and I put up a picture on my Instagram too of like me on the bridge. And I was like, as a caption, I was like feeling like Miles Morales. I was like in NYC, like something along the lines of like in Brooklyn right now, feeling like Miles Morales, right?
Yeah. No, I remember that. I remember that post.
Yeah. And then the videographer of that video and short film, Eric, and Aquavisions, he commented on the picture and he was like, whenever you're ready to shoot this Spider-Man video, let me know. And then I replied like, I'm ready. And then from that point on, I went and I got the suit, we did
Uh,
the shooting. It was intense, bro.
That's
It's
what's
like,
up, man.
yeah, bro, like shooting that was so intense. I really applaud anyone that's like like a stunt double for movies, or anyone that does their own like
Yeah.
like stunt.
Action
Yeah,
movie film.
bro, you have to really be in shape. Like I remember
No cap.
the next few days, my legs were shot, bro, because we were shooting all day, and then I was like kicking, ducking, spinning, jumping, doing all this like intense. It's like you have to do CrossFit or something to be
Yeah.
prepared for that. And I was prepared. Like I thought just me running up and down the basketball court, me working out a little bit was good, but nah,
Mm.
man, that's the
It,
next level.
it starts making sense when you see like, everybody that's, about to, get these positions, Chris
Mm-hmm.
Hemsworth as Thor, Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man.
Yeah,
Like this is for real. It's for
yeah,
real out there.
legit. That's why they spend a lot of time too, like just working out before they even start shooting. Like they have to change their diet. They have to do everything.
I remember a story about Chris Evans, Captain America.
Yeah.
He was talking about probably, I think it had to have been the very first Captain America film that he was on, that he was at a point where they were trying to like shoot between scenes and stuff,
Mm.
and that when they weren't filming, his trainer forced them to do like push-ups, sit-ups on the
Oh wow.
side before going into like the next scene, so
Mm.
that his body would continue to work and break down muscle. So it's just like hearing that story, I was like, oh yeah, they for real out there about that stuff.
Mm, yeah, no, definitely, bro.
But yeah, yeah. But
That's crazy.
this something was it was a great film. Shout out to Rasan, you know,
Electro. That's my
Electro
man,
man.
man. Shout out son. I gotta call him. I gotta call him soon.
Yes sir, yes sir. It's just great production. Great song to go along with it. And I know that I you've released more songs after that. Room tonight. Um,
Yeah.
but there's one question that everybody still wants to know,
What's up,
and
man?
it's funny because I had the great Osa North on the show a couple days ago,
Not the
and,
boat. Not the
and he
boat.
and he asked me this question too. So the question is Snowie Jolie gonna drop something in 2020?
Yeah, man, that's the plan, bro. Like I like I said, I'm working on this project, you know. And it's gonna be the biggest project of my life. I ain't even gonna lie. So I'm just crafting it, bro. And it would have been out, but like, you know, I didn't feel
Stuff
like right now.
happens.
Yeah, and we're in a whole pandemic. Like the pandemic is still going on. You know what I'm saying?
This is true.
And also with like how aware we are of our realities now. You know,
Hmm.
like we're getting killed. You know, a lot of things is going on. Like a lot of people are becoming aware of like the systemic oppression. Um, a lot of people are becoming more aware of just how, to be frank, like how messed up things are for us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Um, and I just feel like right now everything that's happening is so important to history right now. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't want to be cutting into history and saying like, hey, wait, I
Wait
know
a
all this is going
Yeah,
on, but like, look at me. I have this music, you know? It's just
yeah.
like, it just seems like tasteless. I know things are going back to quote unquote, like people are adapting. And like when we
Mhm.
adapt, we begin to normalize things. And when we feel normal, we tend to forget and go back and be complacent. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But like, yeah, I just didn't feel at the moment like the project would have been done or would have been out, but like I didn't feel like right now would be the best time to make it about me. You know what I'm saying? Because we're fighting something
Yes, sir.
right now. You know,
Uh,
but
Understandable too, because
yeah,
I was the same way when this YouTube idea had actually came around the same time as the George Floyd death and
yeah,
the rioting that happened afterward.
yeah, yeah,
And because of that, I kind of switched my attention from all projects that I was working on to to that.
yeah.
So
Mm-hmm.
and then as time went on, a couple weeks later, um, I was like, I have something in my head, but you know we've made so much great progress so far in
Yeah,
society where you know the truth is starting to get revealed much more.
right. There's no
Society
distractions.
society is starting to come to the realization and in a way with this quarantine and being less distracted by normal lifestyle of just working, coming
Right,
coming home, working, coming home.
right. And
More
then like
people.
entertainment, like there's no entertainment, you know, it's
Exactly.
just
There's no sports games.
right,
There's no concerts.
right.
People are really at home. Either watching the news or TV to stay updated, or they're on their
Mhm.
phone scrolling through the timeline. And
Yeah.
even for you know, a Facebook timeline to not be as distracting
Right.
has got even is even more of a blessing that, like, you know,
Hmm.
everybody's starting to, you know, post the necessities that we need, you know,
Yeah. Hmm.
fundraising to the right, you know, projects, you know, supporting black owned businesses,
Yeah.
um, you know, um, even getting new laws passed
Yeah.
that work in our favor.
This is a
So
very important time, bro. This is a very important time in history, you know?
exactly. And
Yeah.
that's why I kind of pushed this off to July,
Right.
where
Really? So, yeah.
and it's still not to be a distraction. This is more of just,
Hmm.
me, because I had um Prevail, because she organized her own protest, and
Right.
I wanted to give her a platform to speak on it. So
Hmm.
this is more of just, finding the time to be involved as
Right.
well. Not
Hmm.
necessarily be like a distraction, like, you know, hey,
Right.
I got this new talk show now, you know,
Hmm.
drop everything. It's more of just like, you know, giving other people a more deserved a space and time. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, definitely. And this is important too. And also, like, as I've said before, in the beginning of this, you know, all this is definitely strenuous and it's draining, but at the same time, like, it's energy well spent, you know. But with that being said, though, I do know that we would run our bodies and run our minds to the dirt if we don't have a little time to just, you know what I'm saying?
hmm
Just to like breathe, you know what I'm saying? So this is important, and also music is important and all of that. I just don't want this to be one of those moments where it comes and goes. That Alicia Keys, she has this new song. It's called "The Perfect Way to Die," and the lyrics are so powerful, bro. It's it's incredible because she mentions, like, the first verse is about Mike Brown and his mom's, like, perspective, and then the second verse is about Sandra Bland. But the way the bridge and the hook goes, it's like, you know, she breaks down and describes how it is. Like, we protest, we riot, we cry, we get so emotional. We're on, we're on 10. We're very aware, you can't tell us nothing. Like, we're really about it.
hmm
But then we see nothing happens, and then things die down, and then it just becomes another name, like another hashtag. Like, bro, legit, like last month, I was putting in a hashtag for I forget which one it was, like who it was to be
hmm
exact. But when I was typing it out, like Justice for, legit, all these names, like it was like a list of names that just popped up, bro. And that really just made me stop and be like, whoa, like I was already aware of it, but it just really sat with me that it's legit like a hashtag thing, like a social media thing where it's like these people are being reduced to just hashtags to a sense. And it really
hmm
made me feel some way. And like the way the song was, the way the song is, it's saying that, like, we march, we say justice for, and all of this, and then nothing. We see that there's no change, and then we just say, okay, it's another person that just that left us, and then we move on, and then it's just a continuous cycle. But I think right now, I said all that to say this, like right now, I don't think what we're doing right now is in vain. I don't think 2020 is in vain, because although they're not talking about it in social media or like on the news or anything, people are still marching. I saw something saying that people are going to be marching tomorrow and Saturday in Chicago.
Exactly. To this
You know what
day.
I'm saying? Yeah. And like, we're still struggling, but we're fighting, man. We got the energy. Like our generation, I ain't trying to hear nothing about we're lazy, we're not doing nothing, because like we're not folding, bro. Like if
Exactly.
anything, like older generations can say that they cannot say that we're folded, man. We're fighting, man. We're standing up for what we believe in. We have the energy, we have the time, and like, yeah, I think this is a very important time. So with all that being said, yes, I want to say yes. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, yes. I
Uh,
understand.
you know personally that I have music done that people
Yes.
haven't heard yet. Um, and I'm excited for that to come out, but I also want to be aware of what's going on. And like, you already know, like when I do release something, it's gonna be presented well, we're gonna have the videos, we're gonna have everything set up. So yeah, I appreciate everyone being very patient. I appreciate everyone waiting. I really appreciate people that, kind of forget right now in our sleep, because, you know, right now it's okay for you to forget about Snowy Jolie right now because of what's going on in the world. I would rather your energy and your mind be on how you could help your community, how you could make your parents aware of what's going on, how you could affect someone's life. And when it's time for me to drop something and give you all this, you know,
That snow,
then
the
it's gonna,
snow effect.
you know, I got you all. Trust me. It's, it's gonna happen.
No, like you said, I know it's coming. But the people, it's just, I understand like with the timing situation and all that. So, but before we let you go, tell the people where they can follow you and wait some more. But also at the same time, be ready when you post.
For sure, for sure. So like on Twitter, you can find me at snow __ Joe. And then Instagram, you can find me at Snowy __ Joey. And yeah, on streaming services, just look up Snowy Joey. That's SNOWY JOEY. And also, yeah, look me up on YouTube. You can subscribe there and, you know, share like my music, listen to my music, you know, and yeah, you'll be hearing from me soon. I'll be hearing from you all soon, hopefully. And it's always love, man. I'm hiding right now, quote unquote, but I still remember everyone, and we're still working.
Well, Snowy, I appreciate you taking the time and joining me today on the talk show, and just opening up and getting this good discussion. And so I appreciate you as always, and I'm looking forward to that new Snowy Joey.
Man, what, bro? You the man, bro. And I see you got the man. What you got on the London series, bro?
Oh yeah,
Bro,
this
you doing it, baller.
from last year, man. It is
That's hard though,
it's
bro.
a
I rock
little
with it.
it's a little something, man.
Look, why does everybody always say it's a little something? But no, you doing it, bro. And I'm glad to be here, man. It's always love, bro. I'm happy for you, for real.
Thank you, Snowy. I appreciate you.
Yes, sir, man. Love, bro.
Stay safe.
You too, bro.
See ya.
Peace out.
Oh man, it's a pleasure to have Snowie Jolie on as always, man. If you'd like to be a guest on the next show, send in an email submission to talkshowshy@gmail.com. As always, please subscribe to the channel. It's greatly appreciated. Leave a like and comment. Let us know what you think. And until next time, I'm Jeremiah Paprocki. Stay safe, everyone.